Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I'm doing some embryo rescue on some spicy tomato seeds. So first I want to give a big shout out to this is Kroger for providing some of these very special seeds. These are seeds that are actually very special, they are very valuable, and they have very low germination rate. So he has a lot of experience growing a spicy tomato, and he was not able to sprout some of these seeds, or he got a very low germination rate. So he got these seeds to me. These are also very old seeds. I don't know the exact age of the seeds, but I know they are old, and got these seeds to me to see if I can do some embryo rescue, to see if I can, using the technology of tissue culture, can grow the plants and save some of these special genetics. So let's take a look on some of these seeds. So some of these special seeds that I have is, let's start with this one. This is guava tarts. So you can see the cross, apple tarts across crooked dot. Something that I love about these kind of seeds is kind of they are the names. The names and the arts of these seeds are very very kind of funny, but they are kind of very elaborate, very I don't know how to say it. But anyway, so this is awards winning genetics, award-winning genetics, seeds, then spicy tomato seeds, lemon slice. Now we have this blood orange. Now for these other seeds, I do have about 8 to 10 seeds of the guava tarts and the lemon slice. For this one, the blood orange, unfortunately, I only have 2 seeds. So I only have 2 chances to get this, to be able to save this genetic, but I'll give it my best shot. So this is blood orange. You can see the cross right there. And now this one is a very special one. This is very special because you cannot get this anywhere. Because you cannot get this anywhere, there is a name. The name is called Priceless. And you can see the name, the cross, the mother Mac 1, and the father Cookies and Cream F2. So this is a 50-50 hybrid. So I also have only 2 seeds of this particular strain. So I'm kind of nervous, but I'm going to give it my best shot. So let's get started doing the embryo rescue. So one of the keys when working with these tomato seeds or spicy tomato seeds is that the seed coat is very hard. And because the seed coat is very hard, if you have old seeds, they may be tired, or they may don't have enough energy to be able to break that seed coat and be able to sprout, to be able to grow. So when doing embryo rescue, there are kind of different ways on doing embryo rescue. The way that I'm doing it is with old seeds. They are fully mature old seeds that they have low germination rate. So what I need to do is remove that seed coat. Remove that seed coat and then sprout the embryo, the inside of in tissue culture media. There are other ways to do embryo rescue. You can do embryo rescue with immature embryos. Basically, you do a cross and you collect the seeds before they fully mature. You can do the same thing. You can remove what is kind of the seed coat, grow the embryo in tissue culture, and then you can grow a new plant from there. So this is very useful for plant breeding. So in some cases, depending on the plant, I know in like the spicy tomato plants, you can pollinate the flowers of the seeds, and in about 20 days you can actually collect those immature embryos, mature seeds, and you can do the embryo rescue and start growing new plants instead of waiting all the way until they fully mature. This saves you a couple weeks of time that you need to wait until you'll be able to harvest those seeds. So that'll save you time if you are doing some pheno hunting, or you're doing like you're doing a gender screening. This is a way to save some time. But I'm going to be focusing on old seeds. So let's get started. And the tools that I'm going to be using are the microscope. I need a microscope to be able to remove the seed coat. You technically don't need it if you have a good vision. However, I'm going to be using the microscope because this microscope in particular has a camera, so you'll be able to see what I'm doing here. The other thing I'm going to be using is a file. So I have a metal file right here. You can also use sandpaper. The key of this is that I need to sand the seed because, as I mentioned, the seed coat or the spicy tomato seeds are it's very hard and it's kind of thick. So if I try to remove the seed coat without damaging it, it's going to be very difficult. So what I need to do is I'm going to put my file here. Let me grab a seed. So let's start with a guava tarts. Alright, so I have my guava tart seeds, and the reason I'm going to start with this one is because it's the one that I have the most. I have 10 seeds. And the other ones, like the Priceless and Blood Orange, I only have 2 seeds. So I want to start with the with these guava tarts. Now, looking at the seed, I want to use a file to file some of the part of the seed down. I need to locate which part I want to remove. So the part I want to file is the one that is closer to the root tap, which will be this side. So you cannot see the shape of the seed is not completely round. One part is a little bit more flat, and the other one is a bit more round. So I want to file the part that is a little bit more round, flat, because that's the part that it has the root tap. So I just want to very gently file. There we go. So you see that as I file, I already broke the seed coat and I'm exposing the inside of the seed, which that is the root tap. I want to keep going a little bit more. I want to open as much as I can. That's going to make it easy for me tomorrow, as I soak the seed overnight in some hydrogen peroxide, to be able to more easily remove it. So I think that's going to be good enough. What I'm going to do next is I'll take my. Alright, so what I'm going to do next is that I take my tube, guava tarts, and I'm going to take my seed. I take my seed, my guava tart seed, and I place it in my tube. And I'm going to do the same thing with the rest of my seeds. Alright, the next one is lemon slice. So I already pull on my seed. And I'm going the same thing. I want to remove the seed coat using my file. Make sure to locate the root tap. I already have done this a couple of times. I got some practice using some open pollinated seed that wasn't really that much. Didn't care about those seeds that much, so I got practice with those, knowing how much I need to file. There we go. So I have filed my lemon slice seeds. It doesn't take that long. So it is a process that is definitely worth it to be able to increase your chance of success. All right, so next one, I'll take one of the blood orange seeds. All right, so here is the blood orange seed. Let's give it a quick file. So I already exposed the inside. Let me go a little bit further, a bit more. And that's the problem with these seeds and doing the embryo rescue. Like, so this is a process that we do here in class, and that's probably even harder doing this part, or at least because I only recently started using the filing before doing the embryo rescue. But before, we would just soak the seeds and then try to remove the seed coat. And if we didn't, because we used to leave the seeds intact, it was very, very difficult to get a good grip of the seed and be able to open it. So most people will struggle with that. So I have my blood orange. And finally, the last seed will be the Priceless. All right, so here is the Priceless seed. I have to be very gentle with this one. I'm kind of nervous to damage this seed because I only have 2 chances. There we go. So I don't want to do too much. I already exposing the root tap of the seed. So I'm going to take the seed and place it in my tube. All right, so the next step is to sterilize the seed. I'm doing two things. I want to sterilize the seed and also going to soak them. I want to hydrate the seeds. I'm using a hydrogen peroxide. If you have seen some of my previous videos, hydrogen peroxide is great for promoting germination on old seeds because adds oxygen to the seeds, which is very important for them to sprout. So what I'm going to do is first add water to my tubes, to each of my tubes. So I'm going to add 8 milliliters of water. And then I take my hydrogen peroxide and I add 2 milliliters of hydrogen peroxide. There we go. And also I will add a drop of polysolvent 20. This is a surfactant. You don't have something like this, polysolvent 20 or twin 20, you can use some dish detergent and it's going to work just as well. So this is my seed. I want to do the same thing with the other ones. All right, now that I have my 4 spicy tomato seeds, I want to leave them soaking. I want to place it in the shaker that is going to be shaking for 24 hours. This is going to allow the seeds to soak the water and the hydrogen peroxide. Also, it's going to, hopefully, if I'm lucky, promote the germination. So if I'm lucky, by tomorrow, the seeds will start sprouting. If not, that's okay. I mean, actually, I'm not expecting for them to sprout because these have very low germination rate. But tomorrow, I'm going to open them and then take the embryo and place those in a tissue culture media. So I will see you tomorrow. It has been 24 hours since I placed the seeds in the hydrogen peroxide solution, and they have all sink to the bottom. Some people say it's a good sign, some people say it doesn't really matter if they float or not. But anyways, they look good. They haven't sprouted, but that's normal. I don't expect them to sprout. Now you think that maybe 24 hours is not enough time. That may be true, but a lot of the seeds that I have worked before, with a lot of the spicy tomato seeds that I have worked before, after 24 hours I start seeing that the seeds are starting to open already. And in this case, I don't see that, but that's okay because I know these have very low germination rate. They are also, they may be a little bit slower to start sprouting. But I have the microscope ready set up, and let's open these seeds. All right, so again, let's start with guava tarts. This is going to be our first seed. You can see the seed right there. So that's where I did the filing, and the seed is completely rehydrated. And doing this process or filing the seed is going to make it a lot easier to remove the seed coat. Otherwise, if it was left intact, It's very, very, very difficult to do it without damaging the seed. So let's take the seed out of the tube. So there is the seed. So now what I need to do is remove the seed coat. So to do that, I will start with the two very fine forceps. I may use the scalpel. So let me take it out of the sterilizer so it cools down. But for usually, I've been usually pretty good on doing it this by just using the forceps. So what I need to do is let me just change size. What I need to do is to kind of get a hold of the seed, which that's very difficult to do. You see, I'm struggling to get a hold of the seed. Okay, and this forceps has this little hook. I did not make the hook intentionally. That's something that we use. I think I drop it and then it bended like this. So I want to take it on my advantage and use this hook to try to grab the seed. Oops. There we go. So I got a good grip and it came out very nicely without doing any damage. Let me grab the other side and pull the seed out of the embryo out of the seed coat. So that's our embryo. So that's it. That's all we had to do. So now let me grab another longer forceps. So I have my tube, my test tube. I have my longer forceps, which they're still hot. So I want to cool them down by touching the media. Take my embryo. I'm not going to bury it. I'm just going to make sure it has a good contact in the media. There it is. So there it is. So this is guava tarts. So I'm going to set it to the side. I don't have a label, so I'm just going to put the right next to the one that is labeled, the guava tart. All right, so this is a lemon lime. Let's get the seed coat out. Okay, so in this case, it came in two parts. However, I was actually lucky because this is kind of the outside shell, and inside you have like this is one cotyledon. So even when you remove the embryo like the last time that it came up very cleanly, there's still like another coat where you have the cotyledons and the root tab. So you have one part of the cotyledon that kind of fell out, but the other two are still here. So I can still use this part, and the embryo and the meristem is still intact inside there. So I was lucky with that one, but I don't want to do that with the other two, because those are the two like more rare, or like the ones that only have two seeds per strain. Hey guys, I'm editing the video and I'm going to make two comments. So the first one is, as you saw, when I opened the seed, when I removed the seed coat, the embryo came in two parts. So the top one that the covers, and then the cotyledons with the root tap. So the kind of the other cover, everything that I say that in this case it was going to be okay, because this plant is going to tissue culture. That kind of outer shell that I remove, that's mostly made of like starch. So that is the energy that gives the seeds to be able to grow until it's big enough to get energy from the sun to get the leaves and do photosynthesis, and also to get the nutrients from the roots. So unfortunately, if this happens to you and you trying to grow these seeds not in tissue culture but in like a paper towel or in soil, most likely it's not going to grow, because you already kind of remove all the energy, kind of taking it out, so you only have the cotyledons and the root tap. However, if I place this in tissue culture, which is what I have done, the media that is in tissue culture has sugars that is going to feed the plant, so that's going to give it the energy to be able to grow, and it also has the nutrients. So when the plant start growing the roots, it's going to be able to take the nutrients from the tissue culture media, and so it should be fine for tissue culture. But if you are growing it in soil or in a paper towel, it's most likely not going to grow. The second comment that I want to make is that I mislabel my tube. I mislabeled this as lemon lime, but the name is actually lemon slice. So I already fixed it here on my plant. With my test tube. There we go. So this is lemon slice. Right, up next, this is blood orange. And on this one, I did not file a lot, so it may be a little bit more difficult. So it may be worth it to take your time. Oh, there we go, that was okay. Actually, that came out very nicely. Yeah, I'm getting quite a bit of practice doing this now, so I have no issues taking the seed coat out now. So, okay, this one came out really nicely actually. So there it is. Now let's put it into the test tube. I'll take my seed. It goes right there in the media. And there it is. It's a blood orange. Take my blood orange, set it to the side together. And finally, the last one is going to be the Priceless. So this is the one that I've been more nervous about it, but let's give it a shot now. Alright, so here is Priceless. Let's be very gentle, very careful. So it has a good amount of starting to open already. Looks like it may have already started to open. You see, it had I don't remember filing this much. I definitely fouled this area, but I don't think I fouled this up. So I think as it soaked the water and the hydrogen peroxide, it kind of swallowed it a little bit, and then that's already cracking the seed coat, which is good. There we go, that came out nicely. Oh yes, nice. Very good. Very good. Now let's very quickly place it in the test tube. And that's done. There we go. So I have my 4 spicy tomatoes seeds. Embryo rescue done. You see, the process is not very difficult. Obviously, it does take some practice. I'm using a stereo microscope, which helps a lot. But if you have a good vision, you can do that. You can do this just with a magnifying glass or with your own eyes. But it's something that this is very useful if you have seeds that have very low germination and or seeds that use otherwise they just don't sprout if you are growing the normal condition in your soil or paper towels, or even if you use the hydrogen peroxide method that I have teach in the past. Doing this method helps tremendously because, like I mentioned, the seed coats or the spicy tomato seeds are it's very hard. So sometimes when you even soaking the seeds for a while, for 24 48 hours, sometimes the seeds, because it's too hard, and then the embryo is just, or the seeds are old, they don't have enough energy to be able to crack that seed coat, and they just don't germinate. So giving a little help with just filing the seeds, and then the next day or the next in the next couple of days, just opening the seed coat, fully remove it. It just give it more energy for the plant that to start growing, and hopefully as soon as it start growing some leaves, start producing energy from doing photosynthesis. So I hope you have enjoyed it. I will leave you, I'm going to place this into a time-lapse video, and then I will let you this right here. Thanks for watching the video. If you are enjoying these tissue culture videos, make sure to follow us on social media for more informative content. And if you are interested on conducting your own tissue culture experiments, make sure to check us out at plantsafetechnology.com for all the products you need to get started. Use code FP10 for 10% off on your first purchase.